Welcome to our videos previewing our panels at our 2023 Qui Tam conference, New Frontiers, Redefining the Landscape of the FCA. I'm Scott Oswald. I am program chair of the Qui Tam section. Joining me today is Gregg Shapiro, partner at Newman Shapiro, with a preview of our panel, Witness Interviewing in Whistleblower Cases. Gregg, hello.
Hello.
Tell us a little bit about your panel.
We're going to have three panelists in addition to myself. Two are folks that I worked with closely when I was in the government. One is Lori Oberemt, who's a senior trial attorney at the Civil Fraud section of the Department of Justice. And during the 16 years I was an AUSA, I think she was probably the best government interviewer I ever encountered. The second panelist is Rob Coviello, who is now an assistant special agent in charge in the Boston office of the HHS Office of Inspector General. And like Lori, he was one of the best, probably the best agent I encountered as an AUSA in his interviewing abilities. And our third panelist is Brandy Weddle, who was at Civil Frauds and prior to that was in private practice and is now in-house counsel at a large international consulting firm. And she will bring with her multiple perspectives from her days as a defense lawyer, her days working for the government, and her work now trying to ensure that her client doesn't get in trouble with the government.
So, Gregg, this sounds like a really practical panel with something for those on all sides of the FCA equation. Is that right?
I hope so. I hope that Lori and Rob can talk in particular about what they hope to see from relators, whistleblowers, when they come in for interviews with the government and how their attorneys can best prepare whistleblowers to speak to the government. Whistleblowers are obviously often very nervous, and sometimes they may have done things wrong themselves. And hopefully Lori and Rob can share some perspective on how best to conduct one of those interviews and how best the defense lawyers should anticipate the government's desires and concerns. With Brandy from the consulting firm, they have a totally different job when they're talking to potential whistleblowers. We'll talk to her about what she and her colleagues do if they think they've identified a whistleblower, how to avoid violating the various anti-retaliation laws, but also how to protect their companies when they know that there's someone, or they suspect that someone inside the company is potentially talking either to a whistleblower lawyer or directly to the government.
Gregg, thanks for giving us a quick peek into what we can expect to see during the afternoon of day 2 of our 2023 Qui Tam conference, scheduled for February 16th and 17th in Washington, D.C. at the Hilton, Washington, D.C. Capitol Hill. Join us in person or virtually at www.fba.org.